Hello everyone, welcome to our weekly series of CBSE Class 10 and today we are starting with Chapter 3, Pair of Linear Equations in Two Variables. As part of the series, we have already completed Chapter 1 and Chapter 2 with some additional practice questions. I am sharing their link in description. Do check. So before we start the chapter, let us recap. Linear equation in two variables. What do we mean by each and every term over here? Let's understand. Here, equation means equal to sign. Linear means having the highest power 1. That means any equation where the highest power is 1 is linear equation. But here we are talking about linear equation in two variables. So here we just need to understand that in these linear equations we will have two variables. Let us understand x plus y is equal to 10. In this particular equation, it's an equation because we have equal to sign. We are having two variables and power of both the variables is 1. So this is an example of linear equation in two variables. If I want to see another example, 3x minus 2y minus 5 is equal to 0. This is another example of linear equation in two variables. But basically, why do we use the linear equation in two variables? Where do we need them? So it is basically used to represent relationship between two quantities that can keep on changing, or relationship between two varying quantities can be represented using linear equation in two variables. Now to understand, let us consider an example. It is given, consider two numbers where one number is 9 times the other number and the sum of them both is 50. Now we have studied a little bit of linear equation in two variables in class 9. So based on that knowledge, let us try to frame the equations for the conditions given. First, they are talking about two numbers and both the numbers are unknown. So we will start by assuming that one number is x and the other number is y. The first condition says one number is 9 times the other number. So this can be written as one number being x is replaced with equal to sign 9 times the other number. The other number is y. So the first equation we get is x is equal to 9y. The second equation given is sum of them both is 50. So the numbers are x and y and their sum is 50. So basically we are trying to find two numbers where the sum of them should be 50 and one number is 9 times the other. So here what we are doing, we are trying to establish relationship between x and y. This is example of linear equations in two variables. Let us now define linear equation in two variables. Any equation in the form of ax plus by plus c is equal to 0, where a, b, c, these are our real numbers, these are the constants that we'll be using in the equations. X and y are the variables and both a and b cannot be 0 together. Either a can be 0 or b can be 0, but both a and b cannot be 0 together. Since there are two variables x and y and the power of each one of them is also 1, so this ax plus by plus c is equal to 0 becomes the standard form of linear equation in two variables. One example, if we see 3x minus 2y plus 5 is equal to 0. In this equation, if I ask you what is your a, b and c, here a is the coefficient of x, which is 3. B is the coefficient of y, which is minus 2, and C is the constant term, which is 5. I hope this much is understood. Let's see next. Now, what we need to understand is the zero or root of a linear equation in two variables. They are nothing but solution. All these three terms are synonym of each other where we talk about the root of a linear equation in two variables. But what is the meaning of a root? So, the zeros of any equation are all those values of the variables that make the equation equal to 0. What is the meaning of 0? Let us understand. So, suppose I am having a linear equation in two variables as x plus y minus 10. All values of x and y which makes the value of this expression equal to 0 will be called its 0. For example, if I take x as 6 and y as 4, on substituting I get 6 plus 4 minus 10 is equal to 0. So the pair of 6 and 4 will be called as a solution of x plus y minus 10. Let us see another example. X is equal to 7 and y is equal to 2. Here 7 plus 2 minus 10. This is not equal to 0. Therefore, we can say 7 comma 2 is not a solution of this particular expression or linear equation in two variable. Another example, if I take x is equal to 7 and y is equal to 3. So 7 plus 3 minus 10, this is equal to 0. Therefore, again 7 and 3, the pair 7 comma 3 is also a solution of linear equation in two variables. So these two becomes the solution. So what are we able to realize? That a linear equation in two variables can have infinite solutions. There can be infinite combinations of x and y which will make x plus y minus 10 as 0. I'll list out a few. I can have 1 comma 9, 9 comma 1, 2 comma 8, or we can also have negative values as minus 11 and 21, 11 and minus 21, or we can have numbers like 9.5 and 0.5. All these values are going to make this equation 0. Therefore, all these are the solutions of this particular linear equation in two variable. Therefore, a linear equation in two variable can have infinite many solutions. Also, now we can see that all these infinite solutions are written in the form of an ordered pair in the form of x comma y. Together, this pair of x comma y forms the solution of any linear equation in two variables. In our normal discussion, we say these solutions satisfy the equation. So at times in question also we get to read that this particular value is satisfying the equation. So that would mean that given value is nothing but a solution to the given equation. I hope the zero or root is clearly understood. Now we will try to understand the graphical meaning of linear equation in two variables. Now if you see every linear equation, the solutions are written in the form of an ordered pair x comma y. And we have learned in coordinate geometry in class 9 that any point in the form of x comma y can be plotted on a graph. Now, if I pick up all those infinite solutions and plot them on the graph, we find that for every linear equation in two variables, we get a straight line graph. So, a linear equation in two variables graph is always a straight line. Let us see the same equation we started with, x plus y minus 10 was equal to 0. So, that becomes x plus y is equal to 10. These are some of the values which are satisfying this equation. 2 plus 8 is equal to 10, 10 plus 0 is 10, 5 plus 5 is 10, 9 plus 1 is 10. Now, if on a graph sheet we plot these points, let us plot. The first point is 2 comma 8, this one is 10 comma 0, 5 comma 5 and 9 comma 1. We have plotted all the points. Now, if I join these points, we get a straight line graph. So, all linear equation in two variables can be represented in the form of straight line graph. Every solution is a point on the line representing the graph. Now, for example, if I pick up a point on the graph, a random point, let us take a point over here. So if you see this particular point is 7 comma 3 and we can say 7 comma 3 will also satisfy this equation. So every point which is on the graph represents a solution for that particular linear equation. If I pick up a point like this, a point over here, let this point be 3 comma 4. Now this 3 comma 4 is not on the graph. And if I check, will it satisfy this equation? No, it will certainly not satisfy the given equation. So every point lying on the graph represents a solution for that particular equation. I hope you have understood till here. Thanks for watching part 1. The discussion of this chapter is divided in 5 parts, and in this part 1, we have revised the class 9 concepts of linear equation in two variables. In part 2, we will learn about the pair of linear equations in two variables and the geometrical interpretation for the same. So stay tuned. Thanks for watching. Do like the video, share it with your friends of class 9 and 10. Ring the bell icon so that you are updated at the earliest. Enjoy learning.